to Color Me Happy. My name is Brandy Hofer. I am your host. Thank you so much for being here today. I sure do appreciate it. We got a lot going on here in our little Canadian studio. I've been really working on the second edit of my manuscript for my book, which I hope you can pre-order it by the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping. It takes a lot of time to write a book, and it's a little overwhelming, admittedly, but I laugh and I cry every time I go through it, so I know it will mean a lot to other people too, and hopefully help them make their life better and see their everyday ordinary as extraordinary. That is the goal. Always a goal to inspire and bring more joy into others' lives. What a beautiful gift. Secondly, we have Tara on the podcast today. She is a artist and a mother and a beautiful soul. You can find all her stuff on, you can see in the notes where to find her on TikTok and Instagram. She makes really inspiring, heartfelt videos, and she's just such a beautiful person inside and out, and you will love this conversation. We just chat away, and it's really fun, and it's easy to listen to, and it'll be like we all are sitting down for coffee and chatting away. So feel free anytime to reach out with questions, or if you want to be on the show, we're happy to hear from you. And we have a lot more upcoming news for you, and I'm excited to share it with you, but I can't quite yet. And okay, I'll let you listen to this. It's a good one. Thanks, friend.
Cloud bubble. I don't know what that means. We hit a good cloud bubble. Okay, welcome Tara Bach to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you. Just because I get to watch you. Actually, we had you in one of our collections in the gallery, our BHA gallery. We had you in the. Was it Born Free, Live Wild, or was it our Summer Dream? Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yeah, that was such a pleasure. Thank you for being a part of that. So we were just talking about the holidays and whether you were ready. This is definitely going to air after the holidays, but that's fine. Yeah, we were talking about how we don't give a fuck about wrapping gifts at all.
And nobody got time for that.
No, exactly. And like I said, I did it so much as a child because I thought it needed to be perfect. But now as like a mother and a parent, I'm like, meh. You said they rip through it in like 30 seconds. And then I said it's like spending like a boatload of money on your one wedding day.
Oh, it's so bad.
Did you do that? Did you do a big wedding or anything like that?
No. I had a little backyard wedding that was like little family. Oh, actually, it ended up being a big family. Like it was like 200. It ended up being like 200 people
because an intimate wedding
with with the town, because we live in a small town. And next thing I know, like the day prior, my husband was so disinvolved in the whole wedding thing. He wore jeans to our wedding, and I had a dress, and he was so disinvolved the day before. He went out and invited like all the people that he wanted there, and they're like, "Sure, we'll go to your wedding. Thanks for the invite." Like they showed up. They had a blast. It was so fun. Yeah, and just laid back. It was a good time.
Well, and spontaneous.
Yeah, for his side.
Yeah, spontaneous parties are the best when you don't expect things to be like amazing. Well, you do on your wedding. Hopefully it's amazing. We also had a backyard wedding, and it did get bigger. I was like, let's have like a family dinner, and my husband was like, we gotta have a party. What are you talking about? And I was like, fine. And yeah, it turned into like 89, which was actually very hard because my mom has 13 siblings and there's 5 and I have like 56 first cousins. I counted that in grade 8, so there's got to be a fuckload more than that now.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was chill, and like I decorated with wildflowers that day and like jars, and had a nap, and only spent $3,000 on the whole day, including my dress cost. So my dress was like $1,300 of that. So just imagine what we did, because we were already living together, and I just didn't see the point in all of that. Just not us, I guess. Everyone's different, and that is
Mm-hmm.
okay. It's whatever you want, and whatever suits your personality. I just think like put that money down on a house or something, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's me too. I just
Anything.
can't.
Go on a vacation, like a fun, cool
Yeah.
honeymoon with that money.
Mm-hmm.
Anything but the one day spend. But I'm kind of a more, and you seem like it too, because you just told me you live in the middle of nowhere and you're building a house in the woods. So you seem like a down to earth kind of gal.
Yeah. Um, I was just listening to your podcast on my drive because I just got back from the dentist, which was like the longest drive of my life. And um, I heard you relate to Zoe Deschanel, a new girl. And I was like, I haven't heard anybody else love her before. And I was like, I love her so much. And I feel like kindred spirits.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I'm singing. Like, why am I singing? Because I'm nervous and this isn't working out. I'm rewatching it for like the 8th time, and I
yeah.
didn't realize how much of a dork I was like her. I just like didn't connect the character, and I was like, that's me without the glasses. For
Hmm.
sure. And
Yep.
what is it? Elise, oh, what is her name? She's a very popular Instagram woman. She just had a kid. She like she tells stories on Instagram. And
Oh, yeah.
you know who I'm talking about? She
I
tells
think so.
stories, like funny stories about whatever, like the bad airport thing or something from her childhood. Or her recent one was that she wanted braces so badly and she was getting them but couldn't wait long enough, so she drew them on her paint on the computer. Like she just tells
Yes,
random funny engaging stories, and
I
she can
know
sing.
exactly
But
who you're talking about. And my friends sent me her, and I just said it is almost wrong to relate so deeply to the ridiculous stories. Like she was like, okay, so I went out to dinner one night with my girlfriends, and normally people would just like sit quietly, and somehow she's like laying across the stage, and I'm like, there I am. Never like how does somebody just end up every single time taking it to another level? It's a hidden talent of mine. I don't know.
yeah, and I think it's because she just like we all did those weird, strange things like growing up. I mean, we're all awkward at times, and we all have embarrassing moments, and we all have frustrating things that happen. And I think her narrative is just like it connects to the realness that you feel, and you're like, yes, yes, and it
Hmm.
is funny. And I always say, and I talk about in my upcoming book, that you have to laugh at yourself because you'll cry your eyes out if you don't. That's a quote
Yes.
from the Indigo Girls, who my mom used to blast every Saturday morning while she was cleaning. So I know all their quotes. Um, yeah, so I just think it's so important, and she's super relatable in that sense. But back to the new girl and why I brought her up is she has this giant plaid house coat and she just like swooshes around with it, and she goes, "I'm channeling my inner Nick Miller," and I was like, "Oh my god,
It's
yes."
good. So
Yes.
good.
And of course, all the comments were like, we love that you love Nick Miller. Yeah. So back to you. So you are a creative, and I would say like mostly like a painter. Like if that
Yeah.
was a way to just, oh, I hate it when I hear Finn's footsteps above my head. It causes me such anxiety. So Teddy's sleeping right now, and it's quiet time
Mm.
for Finn, and he knows that I am doing this. So then he just takes his quiet time and turns it into an epic potion making session. Actually,
Mm.
that's just what he treats it as, potion making. And it's not fun to clean up at all. A pound of sugar and 6 bottles of Coca-Cola and all of the baby sex packs poured into bowls that are set out for the garage.
I came inside last night to a potion of my middle child's, and he's like, "Hey, mom, did you find that blue cap?" And then I was like, "No, I didn't find the blue cap." And he's like, "Yeah, it had toothpaste. Oh, I had two toothpastes and this and that." And I'm like, "I would like to find the blue cap sooner than later, whatever it is, because now I have absolutely no
A
idea where it is in my
mystery.
house."
The
And
mystery surprise.
it was a surprise. I was thankful though that I found it was in a glass and it wasn't somewhere like it could have been bad. We survived that one, but yeah, he's like, I was making an experiment, you know.
It takes like 3 minutes. It takes 3 minutes for shit to go down. And I know when he's doing it because he runs as fast as he can while he's doing it.
You could tell by the feet
like
tempo.
someone's, yeah, it's like, I'm like, he's up to something. I don't know what. We have locked cabinets now because we have some stinkers going on. Like we have to lock up honey, maple syrup, my tampons, weird shit. My husband's like, just lock it up. I'm like, we can't lock up our whole lives. It's impossible. And Teddy has this thing where if he finds a pack of tampons, he flushes them all down the toilet at once. And one day we're going to pay. They've all gone down securely so far, the 4 packs that he's gotten his hands on. But yeah, it's going to blow up in our faces and we're going to have to get like our things.
Yeah, it's expensive. My son went for bars of soap and literally I don't even know, but we kept pulling out. We had a guy have to come, and the amount of bars of soap he had gotten into, and how does that even go down the toilet? I don't even know.
Actually, Teddy put down a ball the other day. I didn't tell my husband. I was like, where's the ball? Where's the ball? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, no, you did it again.
And then you know exactly where the ball is.
Yeah, he's like, just flush the toilet. I don't know, Mom. Oh, yeah, it's like super fun, but totally unmanageable all at once, and sometimes scary. Yeah. So okay, so you have a studio practice, and is that in your home?
So my current studio is now in the sugars. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Life. My studio is currently in the basement of the home we're building. So it's the first finished room in the house.
Yes, you did it. Priorities.
I did it. I had to. I was working, well, before that, so we're living in the middle of the woods, and before we're living in a trailer, like a 3-bedroom trailer that I found on Craigslist.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes. And my husband's like, all right, we're going to move it. We're going to drive it down the road at 4 a.m. so nobody's, out and about. And we're going to get ourselves a little house to put up until our house is built. And we've been here for longer than expected, but it's really exciting to be able to look out my window and see the house up and being built and have
That's
it to look
cool.
forward to. It's exciting.
It's actually a great idea to just live outside it. Be like, so what are you guys up to today? Just like, we're watching you.
Yeah.
Do you think it works?
Well, my husband actually has built the whole thing himself.
Oh, cool.
Which is really cool, but I watch him and he needs supervision, just like he's my 4th child. He fell off the roof twice and I had to put a baby monitor.
He fell off the roof?
Yes, twice in the middle of the night. And I'm like, I can't stay awake to have to watch you at nighttime on a roof, man. Can you do this during the day? So stressful. He was okay.
Oh my gosh, that
thankfully.
is scary. Yeah. Is he okay? Like
he's okay.
He
but
has 9 lives, it sounds like.
He definitely has 9 lives. I think he just gets in that like, okay, I really want to get this done. We've been dreaming about this since forever. And like that's his creative thing. So I think once he gets into that creative flow, he just is all in and figures it out and is doing that process. And so
I get that. I stabbed my hand once and kept going in the studio. Yeah. It was super gross, but I do get that creative. I don't get to get into that super zone as much anymore. Just like because those were like super zones that were like in 4 hours. But like a 4-hour, you're in it. I can't. That doesn't fit my life anymore. But I totally hear that. He sounds like my dad, like a man with 9 lives. My dad had a tree fall on him, but he this is not like the first time he does this. He's like, I'm just gonna cut down this gigantic tree with my chainsaw and my golf cart. And he was standing on top of the golf cart, and the tree was like 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet, like, because he's got an acreage and a few properties beside it. And so it was the neighbor's tree. Part of it had fallen down in a storm, or it's old or something. Yeah. And it fell on him and the golf cart. Just like, oh, I can't believe you survived that. And yeah, my brother's like, it's not the first time. Like, I'm like, right. No, I do remember things from our childhood. He's like, one time we were hooking up a boat and the string, or like I don't know what they had going on, but he's like, the thing came undone and like whizzed right past my face. Like, I was 12. I could have died. He's like, everything we do with Dad.
It's always a flip of a coin.
This is, and he just, he loves nature, and he's a chef, and he loves creativity, but like he definitely gets in the zone of life. He's just a creative like being, and so full of lovely energy. And I'm really grateful because, he was so supportive of me in my adventure. So, what's your date for the build? When is it supposed to be done now, or was it?
I was really hoping last year at Christmas we would be in it this Christmas, but I take everything with stride, and I'm just happy to be here, and it's what it is going to be on its own time. So what's nice is we're building it all out of pocket, so it's ours. Everything is ours.
Wow, good for you.
I'm cool with that. If it takes me a long time, I'm okay. I'm thankful I have my studio space now. I was working in a tiny room in our trailer last year as I was like intermittent, because my previous studio was at my mom's house. I always seem to have a baby and then like have to make a major like studio shift at the same time. Cool. And all the things just like to happen in flow. So I've always just been like, whatever, if I have any place to create, you make it work and you figure it out. But my studio days these days, I have my 2 kids. My 2 boys are in school.
Oh, nice.
And I have my daughter is, I think, close in age to your youngest too. She's 2. I stopped counting so much. She's 2. And so she goes to daycare a couple days a week. And so that really helps. But I also will just like, I like spending time with them and I miss them. And it's hard when you're trying to make it. I keep evaluating like what my needs are, and being a mom, and I'm so emotionally attached, and time is so precious that I'm always like battling. Okay, well, I've kind of figured her being in daycare gives me more quality time with her when we're together and I'm present. And that's been my main focus right now. And that's why I've been like trying to support other artists with like the reels and the video stuff, because it's actually took me a little time to figure out, but doing that actually let me do a lot less in a long run, that I've been able to like get all the things that being present on social media you need, and then be able to not feel like I have to be so productive and be able to be with my kids more. Because I was sick of feeling like I needed to be some kind of super machine and always making new work, and it was just not reasonable.
Yeah. Finding balance in that sustainable, passive stuff is really important. Yeah, I feel that like hard, obviously the same pressures that you feel. And this year like was I just threw so much spaghetti at a wall testing things out. Like, and it was really difficult. Like, it was a hard journey, but it allowed me to figure out the things that I enjoy and the things that I definitely do not enjoy. And that everything that I did led to like, or will lead to where I'm supposed to be. And still like every day there's new things that happen. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so exciting. But like, I gave up my well, it wasn't sustainable income. I gave up my income last year for custom work. It's not that I hate it. It's just like there was way too much. Like an unmanageable amount that it sucked all of the creative joy out. I still do it once in a while when I get like special requests and stuff like that, because I know they're really meaningful for people. And that is part of my gift. And I like to share it, but I just had to like I did 130 in 1 year. Like I was burnt the fuck out hard. And I've talked about that a lot. And it's just not worth it, because that's me, like every ounce of creativity and all my time is being poured into this. And financially, it supported my business, but it wasn't worth it. So I gave up that in order to find more freedom. Hold on. Yeah, buddy? What? Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, my hands smell like poop. Cool. Why don't you? How come?
I don't know. My butt was itchy.
Your butt was itchy. That makes sense. Can you go get me the baby wipes? Or wash your hands in the bathroom with soap. There's a good chance. Still?
And it didn't work.
Okay, with soap. You know soap? Of course he doesn't. Okay, soap, bubbly soap, warm water. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Are you still here?
I'm still here.
Yeah, I had quit. It was scary to quit doing something where you got all your money from.
I think the good thing is though that I think as creatives and moms, we do these things and we realize though how capable we are, and we have that permission slip to say, okay, well, I know that this did work and I can do it again if I needed to, and have that, if I need to go full whatever for whatever reason, you have that avenue, and to be able to kind of weed out the things you don't want to do is the luxury of doing all the things and realizing, this isn't fulfilling me anymore.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I clearly need to increase those prices. So now I also do less for the sake, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the jobs come in, or when I kept it up, like they were coming in slower, but then it was making the same amount with less burning myself out.
Yeah.
And it's so important, but the adventures I did go on have led to stuff I'm really, really excited about. And one I can't say yet, but I'll be announcing in the new year, something that will be really impactful for my community, but will also take the pressure off financially. And so I gave something up and it made space for something that fits into my life and that is way more manageable. So yeah, I'm proud of myself though for paying for my business and paying for groceries, but not making extra. But I didn't go and I quit Amazon. I tried Amazon for a year and I just couldn't, because I have friends who are making it work, but they've been doing it for 5 years and they just do that, right? So I quit some things that cost me a lot of money. But I did try it. It's just that other print companies and stuff are on there for dirt cheap, and if I'm gonna have traffic, I have to be smart about gearing it toward my website, because that's where you want people to see your story and connect. And Amazon's such a one-off purchase, they're not coming back, right? They don't see your name, they don't see that you have your story and whatever. Okay, so I have I have a important topic that I want to talk about that is really I want to start a really strong conversation about it. I know you can really connect to this in the new year, because we are doing a call for art. It's called Like a Mother. By the way, I'd love to have you as a part of the show. It's curated by Erica B. Hess, who is also.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm applying ASAP.
Cool. Yeah. And I'll send you a crew. We have Like a Mother cruise that I made.
Oh yeah,
They're
I love
super
those.
Yeah, so I recently had the most terrible, I don't know if you want to call it a meeting or like a discovery call or something. I was looking for, I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to like to give the individual away because I don't want to put any negative energy out there.
Mhm.
And I honestly think she was just giving me her honest perspective. It was just a shitty person perspective. So she basically told me that because I work with my children in my space, and I know you do too, because I work with my children in my space, that I am considered a brand, an influencer, and that I don't fit into the art world. No gallery will ever take me seriously. It's not like I'll show in the MoMA or anything. And a ton of other fucking shit that really pissed me off. And you should sell wine and diapers from your Instagram. I think that'd be the right fit for you. And I was like, I'm 10 years sober and I do not promote day drinking. Like being a parent, I'm like, which you're clearly not, because you would understand just like a little bit of like my life. It's hard enough to balance what we're balancing. Let's not be fucking drunk for it.
Wow.
And I sell art from my site. You should remove artists from your site. I was like, I don't know how I sat there for so long, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
So I want to start a conversation amongst our communities, because I just think it's actually a very common stereotype, and I'm sure people, have you ever heard anything like that before? Like, has someone said anything like that to you?
So I think this conversation for me started at a local gallery that we have here, and it's for more established emerging artists, which I was like just starting out, and I was like, the people that were showing there were already like shown in museums, so it was like a more high-end emerging artists like client and people base. And I'm sitting there, and I brought my he was under 1 at the time, and I'm nursing him in the gallery, and somebody was like, "Oh, how cute is it that you have a kid and you think you're going to be an artist?" It was from a woman. I was blown away that she's just like, "Yeah, I chose not to have kids so I could be an artist, and it's really cute that you like are here." And
cute. That was a word that was used at me too. Super cute. I was like, you're gonna fucking die soon.
I have superpowers, woman. Don't you know?
Come get you. No, my husband told me I gotta stop using the word murder. He's like, it's just too intense. I'm like, okay, I won't. Like, I will murder you if you buy food before dinner.
Yeah.
It's really unfair. Why is it put on a pedestal that you can only have a career if you choose to, like, okay, I'm a much more well-rounded, ambitious, strong-willed individual person after parenthood than I ever was. I was such an asshole before. Like, seriously, I mean, we had some losses along the way, so I had some like real world awakenings. Like, that time is so precious. And I believe that we can do it all. And following that statement, I messaged Katerina Popova, I messaged Alicia, and I said, like, can we have a conversation about this? They were like, yes. Number one, Kat was like, that's bullshit. She's so multifaceted and is still taken seriously. You know what? She's just a smart fucking businesswoman. And she said, I always come back to creativity. That is my number one. And that is okay. We can be more than one thing. And Alicia had a similar response. And she too felt like, you know, there's so much pressure by the art world, and that stigma around becoming a mother. Like, you could tell she had some fear, you know? So I think I would just love, I'm going to keep talking about it. I've started the conversation. The conversation has began.
Yeah. I'm excited to see a lot of shifts happening between other artists supporting other artists and this community, and the shift in the whole mindset of, you know, the gatekeeping, and just when you have, there's enough pie to go around, and I hope that enough people wake up and realize we are all here for the same purpose, to be seen and to connect and create and be able to make a living and be able to do what we do and love and share it with other humans. It
Yeah.
doesn't take away from you. And I think it's all fear-based. I think people are always afraid that something's being taken from them. But what I know for a fact is everybody is so different. Everything works differently for people, that when you have the community, you have abundance and you have more than ever. And you have an open mindset and you're open to possibility.
And people are so excited for you and supportive. Or if like the alternative to that is when you're not feeling so great, like they lift you back up and show you support. It is such a beautiful thing, and I love seeing people as examples and putting those things into practice myself. And it is so fun. And I honestly, this has been like one of the best. Has it been a year or 2 years? I think it's 2 now.
I think it is.
We're members of the Art Queens, and it's just a really beautiful community. We were there you were there at the get-go as well, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just so awesome, and I'm so grateful for, you know, all of my new friends, basically.
Yeah, totally.
I've actually given up some toxic friendships that have been replaced by beautiful, great friends.
That's so, I mean, it's just so special. Oh my gosh, my dog. I swear, if it's not my kids needing my full attention for whatever small, short window of time I don't have another human being with me, because it's not very long, my one dog wants to be held at those moments.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Really?
Hi, Mom. You're
Really?
home. I see, and your hands are free now.
I know.
So here I am.
Yeah.
Teddy's like that when his brothers leave. It's like, oh, hi, Mom. He really says that. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. And it's great because that has to happen. Like the first kid got so spoiled with individual attention. Like the third one, you're like, where are they?
Yeah.
Where'd you go? I can't find you. I can't hear you. That's how I watch Teddy with my ears. Like I can't hear him. Yeah. What's he up to now?
You know.
Oh gosh, it's so. Oh, anyway.
It's so fun.
Yeah, and I love your videos. When you have your kids, your videos are amazing. First of all, you guys have to go check out all her TikToks and her reels and all the stuff. You have you have a talent and a knack, and I love it when your kids are in there too, just because it shows the realness and rawness of your life.
Yep. And I'm trying to shift way more into that aspect because I've kind of slowed down on I had taken being an artist, so I was a mom first, and then suddenly I found myself going back to school. I switched. I was like going to school for business to try to like support my husband in his business, and then suddenly next thing I know, I'm like in the fine arts degree, and I learned like I love it. I was instantly all in. And when I left school, my husband's like, Tara, you got to get out of here because I'm a mess. Like I'm a slob. Like I am not organized. My art supplies were everywhere. We had a 1-year-old and he literally would be naked, just covered in paint. And then our house would be covered in paint. And there was, soap down the toilet. And like everything was just all crazy in our living space. And there was just, so I was like, whatever, I'll just go rent a studio. And I feel like I'm getting lost in my thoughts already. But but I brought him with me this whole time. All my kids, I'm always like, okay, this is what the shift is. And I think the realness that it's tough because it's like it's hard to not share all the perspectives. And there had reached the one thing I always struggle with though, with sharing my kids is one time when I was in school, somebody came up to me and was like, oh, I have a picture of your kid on my phone. And I was like, why? Like, I was like, what? And I was like, delete
Yeah.
it, please. Like, it was just a very strange conversation, and it kind of opened up another scary thought process for me. And um, my oldest son likes to be very private, and so now that everybody's like their own human, I want to be
Yeah,
respectful.
you do.
And
You do have to be. Yeah.
so it changed, you know, yes, I want everybody to like enjoy the crazy and understand what it's like, but how do I do it to a degree that their future is still safe? I don't want to like change their narrative of later on, or still respect how they're feeling now. And
Mm-hmm.
it's different for everybody. So I mean, I my middle child loves to be in the studio all the time, and the baby too, because she's still just like in that blissful like painting stage that she'll just
Yes.
go all in, and we don't leave it without her
2 to 3
covered
is
in
my
paint.
favorite, or like 2 to 4. Because, yeah, they do. They're so free. There's not a care in the world.
Nope.
Well, that's
And
when I make all my collections with my kids, which I'm super proud of.
mhm,
Not ashamed.
totally.
Zero shame.
They bring
They're
uh
super cute, by the way.
they're so
Fuck
cute,
off. I'm
and
like,
they're missing
ah.
out. They're missing out what kids bring to your studio practice in your life, and that momentum, because you can't not wake up that day and not start things. Like, you have to
Mm-hmm.
get up and go. So the momentum that they bring to my life of always going, and I can't sit still anymore. And
No, no. I
the
totally get that.
problem solving, like, I feel like I could do anything if I needed to, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you push 3 watermelons out of your JJ.
For real. Like, they
You can
were
pretty
big.
much do anything now.
Yeah,
Or
I
not.
feel
I don't
that.
know what your births were like, but like some people had C's. So,
No, I just had enormous babies.
great. You can do anything. No, the whole process, no matter what anyone went through with their birth, is scary
It's so
and
terrifying.
life changing, life altering. And if you can get
Hmm.
through that, you can really get through anything.
Hmm.
It's so true and it's empowering. With Gus, I made a 44 portrait series, and with Finn, I made a 34 abstract collection, which was hand built frames and like epoxy covered, and like that. If you don't take that
It's
seriously, like,
amazing.
really, come on,
Hmm.
like
It's
the most
incredible.
beautiful, like, no, I'm not taking
Hmm.
it. I'm not hearing it. I'm definitely using it as motivation.
Yes.
Um, because that's how comfortable I am with what I do, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, I've got
And I
shit.
think you kind of have, it feels to me that you have the same mindset. Like, you could never tell me no, or you can never tell me I can't do anything, because I am going to do it like full throttle and make sure you watch. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, someone last Christmas told me my writing wasn't very good, or I don't know. They said something trolly about my writing, and I was like, well, I ended up writing a book. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
And after that conversation, I was like, I didn't want to show in the moment, but now I do. New life goal.
Yep. You can't tell me what I'm capable of. Like, you
Yeah.
just can't.
I even know what the show is called and what it's going to be. So
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah, I bet you they didn't plan out an ounce of anything in that. Yeah,
And you
I
won't be
got you.
representing me. So I'm going to have like, and she's like, no galleries ever take you seriously. And I was like, I'm already represented by galleries, so I'm not sure where you're coming from with this.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a splendid gallery that really supports, and we have hour-long conversations about our lives, and we connect, and they support me. I'm not sure like why. And they're like, yeah, they're gonna see everything you're doing and just be like, you got to stop and only make art. I was like, I literally have a gallery that is excited about the stuff I do, and they're like jazzed about it. And I truly believe everyone else can find that
Hmm.
something like, and we're especially in the day and age where when it comes to exposure and it comes to anything like that, like, we are fully capable as individuals of gaining, eyes on our work as a gallery is, and no one's going to do it as well as you do.
Hmm.
So when it comes to those agreements, you have to take in account like what you're putting forward, and then what bringing to the table as well. Like those are things you need to consider, you know, because for years it was like, I gotta get in a gallery, I gotta get in a gallery, and that's the only way to be a serious, successful artist, and that is just no longer the case.
Yep. And it's kind of this double-sided thing for me too, personally, because I love being able to do what I do with my family from home on my time and make it work however I need, however it fits, you know, however it fits at the time, because everything's always changing. Like, you know, everything changes. And I think, you know, gracefully kind of just figuring out how to maneuver through whatever those changes are, whatever's happening is the key to it. But I was so thrilled to find that I could actually sell my work at high price points and like not have to rely on a gallery and ship out these paintings and move them all over the place. And, you know, the commission and like all the things when I wasn't in a position
or being
to
a
do
part
all
of
those
group
things.
shows and sending the work to group shows and risking it not selling, and the shipping was more than your piece. Like, it's just like, it was a frustrating what to put a sentence on your CV like that. And that's why I actually was very passionate about starting the BHA gallery. I was like, I want to give opportunities to emerging artists, and I want to say yes to people because I didn't have that opportunity. And I feel, yes, okay, so I'm selling more than my artwork from my platform. Big fucking deal. It comes back to abundance. Like, there really is. And if you all work together, if you really think about it, and it was pretty magical seeing some of my work, or some like emerging artist work, going to my old collectors, and them connecting to those artists and investing in their pieces for the very first time, like their very first sales. That was really rewarding for me. And if you just think about sharing collector bases, if we don't compete and we show collectively, we're not afraid to do that, like to support one another and share each other's stuff. It's like, my collector base is going to be similar to your collector base.
Yep.
So that just opens it up from 50 to 150, or however many, you know, you have on your subscribers list, or anything like that. So it's like constantly growing community. And again, collaboration over competition. It's pretty lovely.
I'm obsessed with it.
Good.
I feel so good.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed with it. I'm like going all in on community this year. That's my personal goal. I'm kind of even just trying to navigate it because I personally, in my small town community, I don't have any like close artist friends that aren't older. That aren't much older.
That happens.
It's okay. I love them. I've learned so much from them, but it is different. And I am so thankful for the online community to be able to support me in those needs. But I also am still trying to find the people in my area lately. And also, I'm like a giver. Like, I am so abundance anyway. So like, I want to support anybody. If I have something that I could share with people, I want to do that because it fulfills, you know, how fulfilling it is. And everything comes back. Like, it comes back to you bigger. I know that. So
it does. What does Jen Sincero say? Give something away every day. Like, whether it be monetary, or it can be advice, or it can be like give freely. And and people can feel your energy. She didn't say, I'm sure she said this in many ways, but people can feel your energy and your positivity, and that will just come back to you, and that energy, people will feel it and gravitate toward you, right? I totally have been living, like, Wikipedia was like, we need help. I was like, donate. It's like, I haven't given today. It's just $2. Hopefully this isn't a scam, but it wasn't a scam. But I was looking up more into Catherine O'Hara because I posted this in the Queens, but the podcast is like growing for me, and it's a new adventure, and I'm learning about how it all works. I usually jump in without looking. So I didn't really know what podcasting was all about. And I've been like a mom, like deep in motherhood and just creating for so many years. So I don't really know. And my marketing friends were like, we're going to put your package together, and this is what you can do with it. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah, I knew that. No, I didn't. Not at all. I did not say I know that.
Yeah.
I admit when I don't know. And I didn't know all the things you.
Keeps you open to possibility. So you're not tunnel visioned on, oh, this is what I have to do and this is how you do it.
Or who I need to be.
Or who I need to be, because you're just being you, kind of just rolling with it. And that's how I've always been. And all these things kind of come along my way. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I want to do that.
Seems fun, scary, but fun. No, I'm super pumped. Like, yeah, I don't know what will happen. Maybe they'll say no, like, to all of my requests. I was like, I need a pass for myself and my videographer. Thank you.
Yeah.
So someone can keep me on track. So someone can keep me, like, so I know what the fuck I'm doing. But those things come after, and it really goes back to I had given the motivational speech called "Don't Overthink It," and I've been giving it since 2018. Because that's how I live my life. And someone wrote a lovely book in 2020 called Don't Overthink It. I have to read it. I haven't yet, but it's pretty cool how ideas travel around and concepts. And now I'm like, oh, I need a new book title.
Oh, I know.
No, it's okay. My book's supposed to be different. You read it?
No, I didn't. No, I did not read that book, but I read about the idea traveling around with that Glennon Doyle. What was it? Big Magic, maybe?
Yeah. It's Elizabeth?
Oh, right. Okay, I got it mixed up. That's typical of me.
No, that's okay. Elizabeth
Gilbert.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I can't believe. Yes. Okay, that was embarrassing. I'm not cutting it out though.
That's okay.
People, creatives in our community definitely and beyond love Big Magic. But she does talk about ideas like floating around, and I wasn't in a place to write a book, so that's okay. I'm okay with my book's meant to be called something else, and it's meant to be about something different. Probably like more me than just like the concept of don't overthink it. I'm really excited about it. And hopefully one day it'll be done.
In its time.
Yeah, in its own time.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of time, I have a big to-do list, and I have a list of, speaking of giving, I have a big list of people I decided, I'm like, I want to thank everyone for supporting me this year.
That's amazing.
So every day my list grows by like 4 more people, and I'm like, how am I gonna get to, number one, all these drop-offs, but number 2, like send all the electronic or things in the like
all the things.
I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
You got
I'll do it. But I do really think it's important to thank everyone for when they support you too, like being grateful and in whatever way you can. And it doesn't matter about what it costs or whatever. Well, it kind of does.
Yeah. Well, I
send
know,
anyone
but
like a bracelet or anything, but like I can send them something.
Oh.
I'll figure it out. Or even a note. If you can only do a handmade note or something, it's so important. It means
goes a long way.
It does.
It goes a long way.
It does.
Speaking of thanking, I really want to thank you for chatting with me and supporting me, having me on in that exhibit. I can't wait to apply to this upcoming one. And I'm so thankful we connected. You are inspiring, and I am here to advocate for that person, and us artist moms with our kids in the studio are going to be killing it and thriving.
Yes.
We're
Thank
thriving.
you.
We are so filled. Our buckets are full. So
yeah, our buckets are overflowing, actually.
Yes.
To be quite perfectly honest.
Yep.
With love.
I go to my son. I'm like, honey, you're very close to tipping my bucket over.
Oh, cute. I'm so happy that I finally got to know you, and we like a bit better, and we got to chat live. Not live.
It's pretty live though.
It's kind of live.
I mean, it's live for us.
Yeah, it's live for us. I'm so happy that you're giving me a little bit of your time. I appreciate it so much. Can you tell everyone where they can find your badassness?
My badassness. What a word.
Is that a word?
Can be. It is now.
Yeah.
We'll be found at tarabachart.com, or find me on Instagram, and it has all the good links at bach.tara.
Perfect. And BACHTARA.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because those both can be spelled in different ways.
That's true.
All right, friend, you have a great holiday season
Okay,
and
you too.
enjoy. I'm like
I'll-
that's another reason I gave up custom work this year. I like want to soak in the fact that my kids
And
still believe in
enjoy.
magic, like so deep,
Yes,
so deeply they believe
so
in
special.
anything you tell them right now.
I
It
love it.
is amazing, and I'm like enjoying every day, soaking it in. So
I love
yeah,
that.
soak in that holiday,
You
and
too.
we'll chat soon.
See ya.
Bye.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Tara, for taking the time to chat. It was such a beautiful conversation. We have so much in common. Obviously, our kids are very close in age, and we are both creatives. And it's just so easy to talk to someone who is kind of has the same stuff going on as you. You can apply to. We speak about navigating the art world as mothers, and right now, currently, we have a call for art called Like a Mother. It is open, and it is at brandyhofer.ca. It closes in a week, so get on it. A week, I think. Yeah. 7 days exactly. So get on there, get applying. We sure would appreciate it. We love putting these shows together, and we have a guest curator, Erica B. Hess from I Like Your Work podcast. She is so cool, and also a mother and a creative as well. And we're all, gauging our way through the art world and making room for everyone to shine. Okay, you have a great day, night, or midday. Thanks. We'll chat soon. Bye-bye.